We have heard for weeks and months that Celtic will definitely not sell Matt O'Riley and Reo Hatate in the same transfer window. Well, maybe the Celtic resolve is finally going to be tested because there's now bids coming in for Mr. Reo Hatate, and Celtic have rejected the first one. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. 4 days remaining, 3.5 days remaining. Call it what you want. There's no much time remaining in this transfer window. No much time to bring players in. And maybe, even more importantly, not much time for players at your club to leave.
Absolutely not. Less than 48 hours remain. Scary biscuits.
So wait, I went from 4 days to 3 days to less than 48 hours. Someone buy me a watch, damn it.
In my calculations, it ends in 46 hours and 52 minutes.
Guys, I'm not going to lie, I'm poor, so see if you want to put in a wee super chat to get me a Rolex or something.
I tell the time. Well, I don't, you can get a watch, doesn't mean you can tell the time.
Well, what's the point of having a watch if you can't tell the time?
I don't know, right? But
would you buy some spastic a watch who couldn't tell time?
I wouldn't. I don't see the point of owning a watch. You've got your phone. Watch is just to show off. That's it.
And right now, Fog Football doesn't have much to show off, so we're going to hold off on the watches. But watch this. Somebody's watching Reo Hatate, somebody from the French league. So, yeah, it looks like a French club have got their scouts out, they've got the binoculars out, they've got the telescope out, maybe like lugs for still game, maybe they're trying to peek through windows, but instead of a poker game, they want to know what's happening at Celtic Park, they want to know what's happening on the pitches, they want to know what's happening behind the scenes. 50 years, well maybe not, maybe they don't want to know that, but they certainly want to know about Reo Hatate.
A peek behind the iron curtains.
The iron curtains, aye, those curtains right there, but let's just pull those curtains across, because I don't think Reo Hatate is going to go. I certainly don't think he's going to go for 10 million. I agree with Celtic here to reject this bid, and honestly man, I think that Reo Hatate, it's double this until you at least think about it. I would take a 20 million before I would be considering it, and yeah, I just wouldn't do it. I don't think they can afford to lose both O'Riley and Hatate.
Yeah, the problem is though, if Celtic spend a lot of money in the next 2 days, could they accept it, thinking, here, we could get it all back with Hatate?
Yeah, that's the thing. Let's say, I mean, Rodgers is talking about bringing in 2 midfielders. Let's say they get Engels. Doesn't look like they're going to get the Polish kid, but
that deal's off.
I mean, let's say they bring in Engels and maybe they bring in somebody else. And Celtic fans, I think, would be happy with that. But if that led to like Reo Hatate leaving on the last day, then I think they'd be upset about it.
Let's put it in the perspective, right?
I mean, can we all agree that Hatate and O'Riley are Celtic's 2 best midfielders?
Well, because O'Reilly's away and he's injured. But, you know, you're talking about Engels for 10 million. Hatate's worth way more to Celtic than 10 million, because it's a like-for-like swap, if you put it that way. 10 million for 10 million. And Celtic fans would rather keep Hatate and not bring him in.
I actually think Hatate's better than O'Riley.
Yeah,
the only thing, I think obviously O'Reilly's got the age factor, and you know, you expect O'Riley to grow and get better as a player, whereas with Hatate, listen, it's not like he's going to be going on the decline anytime soon, but I believe what you kind of get with Reo Hatate, I think we know he's probably hit the best performance that he can, although, I mean, who knows, he can get better and better, but I actually do believe Hatate is better than O'Riley, but I accept O'Riley would go for more because he's younger and can improve.
Yeah,
can get better.
I think you've seen that last season when Hatate was injured, that Celtic suffered. Didn't really have much of a midfield in terms of structure.
And you know what? I don't think I personally do not recall off the top of my head anyone having. Now, since you're the big Rangers fan, man, you can. And apparently, I'm only a mini little Jambo Bear, so maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong here. But I don't recall anybody having as good as a Old Firm debut as Hatate had.
No. Well,
the 3-0 against Rangers, remember the 2 goals, the one wonder strike. I'll tell you
what, in recent memory, it pretty much won the league.
Is there an Old Firm player that's had a better debut than that? Like his Old Firm debut? For either Celtic or Rangers?
I need to think of it, but I mean, in terms of recently, honestly, no, I can't really think of one.
There you go, can't think of one. Anyway, he's also attracted interest for Russia and England. I would have to assume the interest from England is coming from Premier League clubs, and to me, if I was Hatate, I wouldn't even entertain the idea of the Championship. I think Hatate could easily go to Brighton.
He was always linked with Brighton.
I think he's a Brighton level player. I think he's around the same kind of clubs that are interested in O'Reilly. I'd say would be the same sort of clubs interested in Hatate. So, look, Celtic have rejected 10 million. Is that because they're refusing to let O'Reilly Hatate go, or is that because they just think 10 million is a poor offer? I'm going to say the latter. I don't really think it's a case of they will not let Hatate go. I just think it will take a really good offer in order for them to do so. And for me, 10 million is not that good.
Yeah, money talks, right? You know, Celtic can talk the good game, right? Oh, we're never letting them go 10 million. No. See if 30 million gets slapped on, but goodbye.
See you later. Anyway,
that's plenty.
Till next time, let's talk about Rangers though.
So let's not talk about 10 million.
They know all about money.
What?
And they are set to get some money. It is reported that they will pocket around...
Oh, did you remember what Scott Wright did in his Rangers debut in the Old Firm?
No.
Absolutely fuck all, probably. Can't even remember. Actually, I think we won the game 4-1.
Well, let Scott Wright. Well, keep him then. So, Rangers have had a fee, a bid even accepted from Birmingham City for Scott Wright, and the fee is between 500k and 750k. And it looks like Scott Wright is going to complete his transfer to Birmingham City, according to the fourth official. So, I mean, the Rangers have accepted it. I believe Scott Wright wants it. I mean, unless there's some sort of breakdown between Birmingham and Scott Wright, maybe if they can't work out a contract and whatnot, that's the only way this move's going to fall through.
Birmingham, Ben Davies, Scott Wright, Lyndon Dykes have signed. They've signed a bunch of other players.
Were they not also linked with Matondo?
They were, but I mean, that's
Are Birmingham City the English Trabzonspor just buying Rangers rejects?
It looks that way. Well, works for me.
But yeah, anyway, Birmingham City does seem to be an appealing club for people at this point in time, and I mean, you can definitely understand why a League One club that definitely should not be in League One. I think they're looking at a rebuild. People are probably thinking, you know what, we're going to go to a team that are going to be on the up here, a team that are going to be dominant, and I think people are looking at that and relishing the chance of being part of this Birmingham City revival, push up the League One and promotion back to the Championship. So, yeah, you know, I think that's why people are going there.
It could work for Scott Wright, but let's talk about what he's going to be going for. 100,000.
100,000?
Nah, if that.
But the fee's between 500 and 750k.
Fuck. Didn't even catch on to that. No way, Jose. Jose Katongo, have a word with yourself. What? That proves how much that. Nah, that's actually great for Rangers to get that, I tell you.
It's not like I didn't mention it 5 minutes ago.
Hold on, what do you think he's worth?
Big Stevie Cool.
What do you think he's worth?
It's not what I think he's worth. That's the amount that he's getting.
Well, do you think Birmingham have been shafted there? Because I think they have.
I wouldn't personally pay it.
We're talking about a Diddy, man. We're talking about one of the worst players to ever wear a Rangers shirt.
I mean, I personally wouldn't pay it for him, but you know what? I mean, it's not that much money to clubs in England, is it? Speaking of clubs in England...
He's going for more than Cantwell.
Looks like Cantwell's going to be out the door as well, as Rangers star Todd Cantwell agrees a deal with a wage cut to join his new club, and that appears it is going to be Blackburn Rovers, the former Premier League winners. So, yeah, we don't have a fee right now. It's been reported that it will be approximately $1 million, but nothing official. And, yeah, it looks like that deal is pretty much done, and it's just a matter of it being confirmed. So, Rangers, you know, pocketing maybe between Cantwell and Scott Wright. Let's say they get $1 million for the two of them. I mean, is that good value? I mean, after Cantwell's first season, I think Rangers would have been thinking, right, we can sell this guy for a decent amount.
It's horrendous.
But unfortunately, it's went downhill for him.
No, let's be honest, right?
But when Beale brought him and Raskin in, they were the two best players in that team.
Opinions to one side,
Cantwell was good.
But Scott Wright and Cantwell, right? Scott Wright has actually featured quite a lot prominently for Rangers, so's Cantwell, right? Rangers... You know, second best team in the league. You have to just accept that. Oh, you can't say that. I just did, right? Fuck, I mean, fight me.
Here.
You know what? It'd be ridiculous to suggest that. But I'll get to my point.
But the Aberdeen fans have to accept that.
Let's come back in January, Aberdeen, alright? When the sheep are getting too cold. Anyway, European pedigree, right? I actually think it's disgusting that Rangers are letting players go for this cheap. They've thrown out a bid for 375k for Hadji. What are we? The Electricity League? What are we doing?
Do you think clubs don't respect Rangers?
I don't think Rangers respect themselves.
Well, what?
It's the board. They're fucking shouting.
Well, I'm going to
disagree.
Well, no, I'm going to disagree. Like you're saying, Rangers. If Rangers are rejecting a 375k
no,
bid,
they accepted it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they accepted it.
Yeah, Hadji turned it down.
Oh right, okay, fuck that. That's what he did. That's poor.
Mikey Johnson, right? Just went to Sheffield United for $2.5 million. You add up these three and Ben Davies, it barely gets to fucking half of it. Work at it.
Is it fair to say that Todd Cantwell's a better player than Mikey Johnson when he's at his best?
I'd say so. Mikey Johnson was pretty good last season for West Brom.
No, he did score a lot of goals.
But let's not. Mikey Johnson's nowhere near good enough for Celtic. He's not.
Do you think other clubs maybe believe that Rangers are just desperate and that they're trying so hard to clear these players that they're thinking, right, we can just give you low offers and you'll accept?
See, in terms of ability,
what happened to the days where Rangers were getting? What happened to the days when Rangers had like 5, 6, 7 players in the squad that you think could have went for double figures and more? That wasn't that long ago. Like Morelos, Kent, Barisic. What happened to those days when Rangers had players that you believed you could get 10 million, 15 million for?
They're behind us. But Scott Wright at the four of them is obviously at the bottom. Then it's Mikey Johnson. I think Cantwell is probably just edges it over Hadji, but give me Hadji every day of the week because you know what? He doesn't post the TikTok.
Doesn't post the TikTok anyway. I mean, Blackburn Rovers probably have a TikTok account. I'm sure Todd Cantwell can feature on there.
Can't wait for him to say, I'm going to top Shearer and Chris Sutton and win 10 Premier Leagues on the bounce and then bottle it 6 months later. Pricky a man. Fuck Todd Cantwell. I'm done.
Yep, and speaking of Rangers, let's just talk about it. Another transfer that was rejected. Rabbi Matondo has had a bid rejected. So, Rangers turning down a bid for Rabbi Matondo, another player that could potentially be leaving Rangers. But, I mean, it was supposedly Blackburn Rovers that were showing the most interest, and not too sure if they were the club that had
Norwich.
Well, Norwich, but I think Blackburn Rovers were interested as well.
Both interested, right?
But Norwich have had a bid rejected, thrown out. And I mean, I'm looking at this Rangers team. The squad just looks very light. I mean, if the Rangers get rid of Wright, if they get rid of Cantwell, they're trying to get rid of Hadji. I don't think Rangers can really afford to lose many more players unless they plan on making 3 or 4 signings late in the window.
No, I agree, but it's not going to happen, man. You're living in a pipe dream if you think Rangers are going to sign 4 fucking players. Rangers will be lucky to sign 1. Heard it here first.
Yeah, you've still got morons predicting them to win the league.
Clement came out at the weekend and turned around and said, we're going to bring in more than what we lose. They've already lost Davies, right? They're going to lose Cantwell, they're going to lose Wright. There's potential for more like Hadji and Matondo. How are we bringing in 4, 5, 6?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. Not a lot more news to talk about. The other clubs in Scotland are doing nothing right now. It's actually sad.
Yeah.
There is like literally zero happening between the other Premiership clubs. I get it. Hearts done their business early. Motherwell done their business early. But like, what about the other teams? What about Hibernian, who are going through a rebuild at the moment? Need to bring in players. Nothing happening. Kilmarnock, potentially ahead. All right, maybe not now because their European journey's maybe about to end. But I expected them to do a bit more. I expected St Mirren to do a bit more. Dundee United, I know they've got a good squad, but I just thought they'd be a bit busier. I just thought we would have seen more so far happen.
I mean, me too.
Especially since Aberdeen sold Miovski, I thought they'd maybe invest some of that money into the team to further strengthen the team and push on for that 3rd spot, or maybe even do the unthinkable and split the old firm. But yeah, just it's been a very poor transfer window in my opinion.
It has been, but they've got Nisbet in. I think that's a decent sign in there, but for the rest
on a loan though, I mean, they just got 7 million for Miovski. Can they not spend a bit of money?
Imagine how dead this transfer window would be though if Celtic had signed all their players. We'd be talking about Rangers scraping the bottom of a Blockbuster fucking DVD basket.
Yeah, anyway guys, that's it. Till next time, maybe more news tomorrow. Peace.